Hey guys, so we're going to be doing an update video, so when should we post that? We'll probably do like an update video for like Monday or so.
Yeah. We'll try and do one.
We'll do that. We kind of give you the basic gist of it in the last video on Wednesday, pretty much. So Megan's burnt out, to say the least, when it comes to like role-playing stuff.
Yeah.
Talking about it, it's one of those ones that is kind of hard to keep the enthusiasm up, especially whenever we're doing stuff on Terminally Online, which is... It's kind of out there and wacky, and it's always something very different each time.
And the content, it's because it's near, it's stuff that we enjoy doing. You can tell my energy levels between this and Terminally Online, and I'm just not giving you the best content that I could be on this channel.
It's very it's one of those ones. See if you're not feeling what you're doing on YouTube. Like, say if you sit down, it's like, right, we're going to record, but you're too tired or you're knackered or whatever, you're just not feeling it. It's going to be a bad recording. It's not worth doing.
I know.
Does that make any sense? So it's going to be Garbu taking over for the most part. Megan will still come back from time to time, but it'll probably be more like what it is now when Garbu's on. Yeah. Like every now and again.
So
like Garbu comes on.
Me pop in.
But Megan is not going anywhere when it comes to Terminally Online.
I'm staying on Terminally Online. I'm going to be on Terminally Online for the YouTube and for the Gumroad. So
that's a thing.
If you want to hear me, head on over there as well.
I've got this story, and I did this in text-to-speech a long time ago, and it's one of my favourite stories, but for whatever reason, we never went back to redo it. And I thought, you know what, if this is going to be Megan's last
video,
not the last
scheduled
video where be one of those ones if me and Garbu are busy or whatever, it'll probably be Megan taking over just for the day sort of thing. But anyway, let's jump into this, and you guys can watch the full updates. We'll probably do it as a live stream, won't we?
Yeah, we might do it as a live stream so I can talk to you guys before I go. Before I leave.
Right, let's jump into this one, will we?
My friend is the worst player in the world, which is fantastic because my DM is the worst DM in the world. Though I barely knew the rules of the game, the two of them invited me to play with them. The rest of their group had left their game and they wanted at least a third person. So that card just happened to be passed to me. This was all because they learned that I had played D&D before. Now, I had only played D&D a few times, and nothing recently. There were always spur-of-the-moment one-shot adventures that I just happened to join in because everyone in my hometown circle of friends wanted to play. I never had access to the books, and I had to learn as I went along, leaving me with only a loose sense of the rules. Not wanting to ruin anyone's fun due to my ignorance of the rules, when my friend invited me to play with his DM, I went ahead and purchased the core books and started reading them. Though they were dry and at times dull, I read them cover to cover, committing as much to memory as I could, using my past gaming experiences to help prioritise what to memorise. Most of you can already guess just how much a waste of time that was.
Yeah, I can.
It's nice to think, it's nice to know that you were trying.
He was trying. I'll give him credit. But honestly, see, when it comes to role-playing games, you're better off just playing.
Just sit down and play.
Just play. See, when someone asks, how do you guard? It's just...
It's the same whenever you're going to do a practical job. You're better just getting in the job and doing it.
Yeah.
And you learn on the job.
I feel when it comes to any genuine practical job, you don't really do interviews. You just kind of show up for the day, and if they like you,
they do a trial day. It's right, okay, I'm on in for a trial.
I think that's the best way to see when it comes to non skilled jobs.
Yeah.
Or anything see when it comes to working in a kitchen in particular, it's just show up for a trial day.
Yeah, because you definitely know whenever you're not going to hire somebody if they don't know what a dustpan and brush is and how to turn on a kettle.
No, I'm telling you, see all you need to do when it comes to someone, how they wipe down a bench.
How they wipe down a bench, yes, 100%.
I think that's key. If someone is struggling,
and how quick they do it as well.
Yeah.
If you're taking 5 to 10 minutes on a bench,
sort yourself out.
Anyway. Our DM asked us for 5th level characters, and I decided that even though I didn't really like dwarfs all that much, they were at least normal enough to be readily approved. For a class, I considered being a cleric, but in the end I didn't think I would be able to realistically portray one without knowing more about the gods of the campaign, and the DM might not want to put so much focus on them. In the end, I decided to play as a fighter, and named my dwarf Girl Warnstone. When I arrived at the DM's house, I was a little taken aback by the setup for the game. We were playing in his basement, which had a low ceiling that was made even lower by black paper streamers that must have been from some party long ago.
Wait, what do you mean he's got a low ceiling? So is it like...
So he has a low ceiling, but then there's paper streamers hanging from it.
Right, okay.
Though there were plenty of chairs, they were all pushed against the walls, with the cushions removed and spread around the floor along with other pillows and a few blankets.
No, I'm not sitting on the... Oh my god, was this like
a cuddle party?
Oh my god, this is exactly what it was.
Looking all the world like some Arabian harem.
Yes!
Missing, of course, were the beautiful women, but in their place, my friend was laying down amongst the pillows, resting his head in one hand.
At least it's not in the other one's lap.
Yeah.
Now look into my eyes and tell me.
Our DM strode into the room, settled himself into a thick pile of pillows, and beckoned me to come and get comfortable.
Please. No, can I just sit at a table, man? Please, let me just sit at a table.
I sat down upon a cushion, feeling nervous and awkward.
As I lifted my rear end into the air.
Feeling nervous and awkward, wondering where I was supposed to roll my dice and where the miniatures were. Our DM asked for our characters, and I handed him my character sheet. He glanced over it, frowned, and then passed it back without a word. He then turned to my friend and asked what his character was. He started out by saying that he had it all memorised in his head,
of course.
Okay, and hadn't written any of it down. Bad start, my gut told me.
Trust me, Blue, I got like 20s. I rolled for it at home.
My character was Leo Parabu Conchiki.
A wizard ninja. Oh my god.
He said that he looked human, except for his red eyes and fangs.
No, he don't. Oh my god.
But was actually a half-dry, half-ogre.
And he's a ninja? Mm-hmm. A ninja ogre?
A ninja ogre. A nimble ogre. Me. He then began to explain his character's history, an intensely convoluted plot that sounded like 12 stories smashed together, though none of them managed to successfully explain why he was a wizard or a ninja, though I can't really blame him for also not being able to satisfactorily explain being a half-dry / ogre. Yeah.
What else fucking an ogre?
I know, that's what I want.
I think I'm going to submit by force.
Our DM listened intently, asking questions about odd things. How many servants did your castle have? And after you killed your stepbrother, what happened to his magical necklace, etc. While I tried to keep track of just how many family members he had saved, killed, and slept...
What?
Sorry.
Family? Wait,
Sorry, what?
Wait, hold up. Oh wait, no, so he had saved, killed,
and slept with...
Family members.
Family
members. Alright.
When he had finished, I was starting to understand why the rest of their group had left. My head hurt, just thinking about all the powers and spells and items he had mentioned casually. Many of them, which were definitely in notebooks and purely of his own creation. The DM turned to me expectantly and asked me what my character's history was. I had decided Girl was recently retired miner who wanted to spend his last few years living like an adventurer in a clumsy attempt at recapturing the essence of his lost youth. And I told the DM that. He waited, as if expecting more, but then turned away before I could pad up Girl's backstory a bit more. After jotting down a few notes in a tiny little book that was barely larger than a matchbook, our DM started to introduce us to his world, the world of Giga Giants.
Is that actually what he's calling it?
No, Gigantus?
Gigantus. Giants are giant assholes.
In Gigantus, giants are giant assholes. Another bad start, by my reckoning.
Yeah.
To express just how big of an asshole these giants were, our DM explained that they were honour-bound to destroy any man-made structure that would allow a human to stand taller than them. This meant that the shorter giants would go around attempting to smash wagons. The larger giants would tear apart houses, and the largest would lay siege to castles and towers.
See, the thing is, if you have a setting and the giants are smart and numerous, you're not going to have any other races. See if you have giants, they either have to be two of them, or they got to be thick as shit. They need to be ogres.
Yeah.
And I don't think you can do anything else with them, because if you have too many, it's why would they not be the
overbearing, dominant
race?
Yeah, exactly, because they can just
smush. Just get the finger and just go, like a bug on your table, just key.
We were starting off in the ruined remnants of Castle Konaki.
Kanaki.
I'm calling it Kanaki. In the middle of the night, the tallest of the giants had single-handedly smashed apart the castle, leaving only the people who could survive having a castle fall apart around them. Leoparabu and Gorel.
There's no way his name was actually Parabu, like Weeaboo.
Yeah.
Can we just call him Weeaboo and call it?
I'm just going to call him Leo. Because it's going to be easier for me, okay? Leo was pissed. Even his player was pissed. He started yelling at how unfair it was, and how he hadn't even been given a chance to fight against the giant, and how he was going to feed him to the Spider Queen, until I decided it would be a good chance to try out my best dwarf impression. There's nothing we can do about it now, Girl said in a gruff voice. Nothing except to seek revenge and
recompensate. Recompense, yeah.
Oh well.
Fuck it.
Shut up!
Last video, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Mistakes are coming in and all.
Shut up, girl, Leo said. You're just a dwarf going through his midlife crisis. You don't understand anything about true pain.
Fuck off.
I was surprised by how much
That's exactly what it is.
I was surprised by how much that stung.
One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try.
Keep that in mind. I designed it's trying to explain in due time.
I'm just imagining the guy. Can we say that he looks exactly like your mom, Chester? What do you call him?
Chester Bennington.
Yeah, that's what I'm. The
Leo?
guy, Leo. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, because he's an ogre as well.
Well, no, I'm saying the character
the character.
No, not the character. The actual player.
Oh, okay.
The player, and the DM can be like Papa Loach.
Okay.
Or no Chop.
What's his name?
What do you call your one from Chop C? Your one.
What's his name from Papa Roach?
I couldn't tell you. I wasn't a Papa Loach fan.
Begin with J.
Are we gonna look it up?
Yeah. Oh, it's a really funny name.
Jacoby. Jacoby.
Yeah.
What type of fucked up name? Okay, well, never mind. He was in Papa Loach. For God's sake, I don't need it. Yeah, okay, look, let's just keep going.
Okay. It was several different layers of hurt. I chose to ignore how he had pushed aside my well-meaning advice and how he had insulted my character's backstory. How he claimed that only his demented character understood pain and how he had given my character the worst nickname in the world. And I instead chose to focus on how Girl would be hurt. Girl was hurt because he knew full well that he was just going through a crisis. But there was no way he could admit it out loud. He was a gruff dwarf, and he kept that sort of business to himself.
He did call his character Girl, though.
Girl.
I would call it Girl.
I would say, the way I'm saying it now, Girl, it's just saying Girl.
I don't know how... It looks like Duracell, but like without a lot of the words. See what I mean? But you see what I mean? It does kind of look like Duracell. Can we call him Duracell?
No.
Lasts longer. Much longer.
Fuck off. Sulk if you want, boy, Girl said. I see footprints big enough to bathe the mule in, and I intend to follow them. Our DM didn't ask me if I had the track feet.
You don't need it when the feet are that fucking big.
Or even to make a survival check, which I guess was just because the tracks of a giant were easy to follow. Girl had made it almost out of sight of the ruins of the castle before Leo caught up with him, fuming. You don't get to make decisions without me, understand? He said, glaring. I don't recall marrying you, Girl replied. You won't even recall your own name if I decide to slip you some green lotus potion. Poison, Leo said angrily. Or I give you red lotus poison. You'll be dead in a second. I took a moment to wonder whether it was just a bluff meant to scare me, but ended up deciding it was best not to find out.
This is where I would just end up turning into a fight. Like, you know, This would be like, okay, that's very interesting. Yeah. Okay, that's a nice statement you've said there.
We followed the tracks into the forest, and we were promptly ambushed by 3 dragons. My eyes grew wide as the DM described them, since I knew full well the 2 5th level characters had no chance against a single adult dragon, let alone 3. As I cursed my DM for not paying attention to appropriate challenge rating guidelines, I waited for him to describe what colour they were.
Oh, you know what? See if you...
And my eyes grew even wider.
See, our weakness too hard, guys? I'm having a hard time feeling bad for Girl now.
I know.
It sounds like you
know why? It's only because he read the books before, and he's like, actually,
okay, let's see.
I waited for him to describe what colour they were, and my eyes grew even wider when he said they were covered with yellow scale. What the fuck is a yellow dragon?
Is it like a piss
dragon?
Is it like a piss dragon? It's the R. Kelly of dragons. The R. Kelly of the dragon world.
R. Skelly. Hey guys, do you like models in your tabletop role-playing games? 'Cause we do too. Do you like having big bitty waifus on your table? 'Cause we do too. We got human biddies, we got lizard biddies, we got orc biddies, oni biddies, cat bussies. We've got everything you want at neckbeardia.co.uk.
Check the links down below, it helps us out a lot.
Sorry for interrupting the video, let's get on with the story. Also, and the winner of the daily giveaway is this guy! Yay! Woo! Woo!
Look, anyway, in for a chance to win, all you gotta do is like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, automatically entered in.
And to claim the prize, you just send an email to neckbeardiacontact@gmail.com. Let's get back to the video. Leo didn't seem to be concerned at all. I seem to recall that he had slain a few dragons in his backstory, though I don't remember him saying exactly how he managed those feats. So Girl prayed and hoped that there was some amazing reason that Leo had managed to disregard all logic and defeat monsters that would likely kill him in a single hit, and that he would manage to repeat that feat today. Leo, with the kind of tact that I expected from him, calmly shouted at the dragons, "I've killed 6 of your friends, and if you don't get out of our way, I'll do it to you." I've waited for the DM to... This sounds like a telenovela.
It does, actually.
I waited for the DM to ask him to make an intimidate check. Instead, the DM asked him to make a reflex save. The dragons all simultaneously released their breath weapons, a stream of boiling acid. Not too far away from piss dragons, I was gonna say.
Alright, can we say it's boiling piss instead, just for the sake of this?
A stream of boiling piss. With arcs of lightning spiraling around it. He had an infection. Stingy.
Yeah, that sounds like a UTI.
What the fuck is a yellow dragon? The player shifted around atop his cushions until he managed to get into a position where he could roll his dice.
Fuck off.
With a quick toss...
why is this so cursed?
I don't know. With a quick toss and some mental gymnastics, he managed to get an impressive reflex save of 24 from a roll of 6.
Beast. Very cool. I like the way you memorise your character sheet.
Which was still a few short of what was needed not to get hit by the breath weapon. As the DM eagerly began to pull out D6 after D6 until his hands were heavy with them, Leo decided to reveal his family heirloom, the green ruby, which would allow him to negate one attack against him. I frowned, but the DM simply asked how many times he would use it. "Only once," he answered, though he sounded like he wanted to say, "At will." What?
Yeah, he was like, no, I can just negate damage all day, every day. What are you on about? Save my shit. I've got a force field.
Ignoring
you not seen Jin?
Ignoring that it was actually 3 attacks that were hitting him, the DM allowed the green ruby to absorb all the damage, shattering while leaving Leo unharmed. Girl stepped forward, pleading with the dragons. "Dragons, we're not your enemies, and it would be poor plan to make this man one."
Right, what is he trying to say?
I don't know. "He has endured your deadly breath, and speaks no lies of besting dragons. We merely seek to pass. And if you don't let us pass," Leo added, "I'll fuck you up." "Shut up! Trying to negotiate." The DM considered all the dice.
Jacoby.
The DM considered all the dice he held in his hand again, an evil glint in his eyes. But he managed to resist the temptation. Putting the dice down, he lazily said that the dragons flew off, leaving us to continue our quest. Mate, they're only started?
Yeah, what?
Feeling relieved, I smiled at my friend, who suddenly shot me a look of disgust when he realised something. "We didn't get to loot them! I lost a magic item and we didn't even get to loot them!" Leo shouted, slamming his fist repeatedly into the ground.
Right, okay.
"Consider it as pay for the toll," Girl said. "And consider yourself fortunate you lost only that gem." Our quest continued, us following the giant's footsteps until the DM decided to throw goblins at us. 1,000 goblins.
You know what? I kind of appreciate this DM at this point.
There's only 2 players.
I know, but it's kind of funny.
Level 5, 1,000 goblins loitering around in the middle of the path, just waiting for some adventurers to walk into them.
How many do we have? 1,000. That sounds like a good number.
Sounds good.
Nice line number.
As I tried to formulate some sort of plan, like finding some wall or cave to use to lessen their advantage of numbers, Leo ran forward, throwing out a fireball. Nearly 40 goblins died from that single attack, not bad, leaving us with only 9,960 plus goblins left to contend with. It was a trial of patience. The goblins could not hit Leo, not even on a natural 20.
Oh, for fuck's sake! So no, I'm not sitting through that. Can we just skip times like, right? Okay, you can't actually physically be killed by these guys.
I know.
So do you want to just like
walk through them?
Yeah, come on.
Bum rush them all?
Yeah, I'm not sitting through this.
So the goblins could not hit Leo, not even on a nat 20 thanks to some magical ninja ability Leo had. So it just became a question of how long it would take for the half-dry, half-ogre to kill all the goblins. He was basically a walking blender, taking down 8 goblins around through some collective of feats I'm certain he couldn't have, and sometimes 40 or so when he decided to throw down a fireball. All of this was being done without miniatures, relying on us to simply assume that every single 5-foot space around us was covered in goblins.
Yeah, it sounds bad. Well, if you've got 1,000 goblins...
it's just going to be like a circle around you. Girl wasn't faring quite so well. He was cutting down goblins left and right, cleaving through them with his axe just as easily as Leo was with his magic lightning scythe. Yet, though he was tough and gruff, he was still being cut apart by the hordes of goblins. He was genuinely thankful that most of their attention was on Leo. Just as he managed to take down his 100th goblin, Girl collapsed from a dagger wound, fully expecting to die. Thankfully, wizard ninjas have access to healing spells, and he was back on his feet before he even had a chance to catch his breath. By the time there were only 200 goblins left, our DM had gotten bored and decided to allow Leo to kill all of them at once with a fireball by having them all squeezed together in a 20-foot radius circle. With all of them dead, Leo started to loot them all.
Oh, fuck off.
And receive 1,000 pieces of copper. Unsatisfied, he also ended up with 1,000 pairs of goblin boots, 1,000 daggers, and 1,000 pairs of goblin ears. He tucked all of these away into a bag of holding.
Alright, sweet as. Yeah, okay.
It seemed like the DM was ready for the big finale. We continued following the footsteps until we stumbled upon the sleeping giant. The giant quickly awoke and stood, and was described as being over 400 feet tall. What? This meant that his footprints were probably so big and so deep, you could bathe an entire pack of mules in one. I'm pretty sure that the DM didn't realise this, but the giant was bigger than Godzilla. In fact, I'm pretty sure that the giant was much taller than Konaki Castle had been, which I didn't bother to mention because I was too busy trying to figure out how the hell we were supposed to fight this guy. Leo ran up and started stabbing the giant in his toe. He was ripping and tearing, while our DM described it as not even breaking the giant's skin. As Leo hopelessly continued to exfoliate the giant, the behemoth lifted up his club and slammed it down into him. The DM just grabbed 2 enormous handfuls of dice, preparing to throw them all down while I stared in horror. Then, with a desperate look in his eyes, Leo revealed another of his family's heirlooms. The blue ruby.
No.
Which could negate one attack.
Alright, how many does he have? Is he Thanos here? Fuck me, okay.
My jaw turned to lead, dropping so hard I pulled nearly every muscle in my face. I turned to the DM, who frowned before putting down his dice. How many times can you use this ruby? The DM asked. Only once, no, Leo replied.
You're not asking the right question. How many fucking rubies do you have? I know,
though everyone in the room knew that he was likely carrying a ruby in every colour of the rainbow. The battle continued between Leo and the giant, with mountains in the path of the giant's club being destroyed, while the rubies went through orange, yellow, purple, red, black, white, and he even resorted to using a diamond ruby.
Wait, you can't use a diamond and white.
I know.
I mean, what's the point in even arguing with this guy?
Even Leo knew he couldn't keep up pulling rubies out of his ass forever. And Girl was on the verge of tears. Not because he was about to die, but because anyone with half a brain knew that rubies can only be red. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Well, all other colours of corundum
are called sapphires.
Then I remembered. The red lotus, Girl shouted. If you think you can poison a dwarf, I'm betting I can poison a giant. Leo stared at Girl, utterly confused, without any clue as to what the hell the dwarf was shouting about. I stared at my friend in complete disbelief, not willing to believe that Leo had only been bluffing about carrying the poison when he had been carrying 9 magic bullshit rubies.
Just give him the fucking gauntlet,
I know. Then, as if struck by a giant's club, recognition hit him. Oh yeah, Girl, Leo said, digging into his bag to retrieve the poison.
Just move past
But why do we need the giant to forget something? That's the green lotus, you stupid, misbegotten son of a monkey and spider! Even with the red lotus poison in hand, we need some way of getting it into the giant. Girl ran as fast as his short legs would let him, charging straight at the toe that Leo had so desperately tried to cut open. Swinging with his axe as hard as he could, he slammed it hard into the toe, hoping to draw blood. Nothing. The calloused toe would not yield blood, even though Girl could fell trees with such a hit.
Right, he's doing it. He's climbing up and climbing into the giant's asshole.
Somebody is.
Someone's climbing into the giant's asshole.
Or something.
Yeah.
He kept cutting into the toe, but even with all his half-ogre strength and his half-dry skill, the toe was beyond his ability. As he failed, our impending doom loomed over us. The giant's club soon came crashing down to drive us deep into the earth. With death only seconds away, Girl took a moment to look around him. He had fled the mines that had been his livelihood, afraid that they would rob him of everything he had been in his youth if he continued to work in them. Now he wondered if he regretted his choice to leave, as he would soon be nothing more than just another one of the craters that now covered the landscape. With sudden inspiration, he shouted at Leo, "Leap between his toes, you fool! It's our only chance!"
Wait, so is he trying to get him to, smash his toes, or are they trying to hide between his toes?
I don't know. Without questioning his companion, the wizard ninja dove alongside the fighter, deep between the giant's immense and foul-smelling toes. The club stupidly changes its course to follow, and the DM finally got his chance to roll all the dice he held in his hand. Bones splintered and flesh tore as the giant's toes were crushed by his own club, and I momentarily feared that we too would share in that damage. Thankfully, our improvised shelter held, and we managed to emerge unscathed. Looking up to see the giant screaming in pain without hesitating, Leo ran to the big toe with its cracked and bleeding nail and slammed the bottle of poison into the open wound. With a flourish, he slammed his foot down as well, pushing the bottle deeper and breaking it, releasing its contents. As the giant slowly died, the poison taking its time to course up his veins and into his heart, I realised something. Even though I was playing with the worst player and the worst DM, I was having fun. Even though it had all been ridiculous and could have easily have been some sort of gaming horse, by just allowing the two of them to have fun while they let me do my own thing, allowed us to have an awesome game. The giant bellowed as the red lotus poison reached his heart and fell over, his colossal body crushing a fair amount of the landscape. Feeling rather proud of our accomplishment, I smiled at the two in my group, and the two of them smiled back. In the hours that we had played, I had ended up reclining amidst the pillows and blankets, and had to admit, I'd grown fairly comfortable. To conclude our adventure, out of the sky 3 yellow dragons soared down, landing upon the giant's legs to stare down upon Leo and Girl. They explained that as we had slain the dragon that was terrorising the land, they were going to reward the two of us with 10,000 pieces of gold, and that if we wished, we could marry their daughters, leaving me with only a single thought. What the fuck is a yellow dragon? That's good.
Tell me that's not a good story. It's a fun one.
It's a fun one.
It's stupid. It has all the hallmarks of a true horror story, but at the same time, it's just fun.
It's fun.
And the thing is, I think this is the thing that kind of annoys me a lot of times. See, whenever we're doing videos about Wizards of the Coast and stuff, I think a lot of people forget, see all this culture war stuff, can we just have fun?
Just have a game,
just have a fun
play
game, and just fuck about your friends.
Yeah,
and I think that's
what the games were made for.
Yeah,
they were made for people to get together in a social setting and have fun.
Yeah, and I think
people have forgotten about that.
I think people get so wrapped up, and especially see when you see on YouTube the whole culture. I see all these horror story channels, and they're actually you should be like this and should be like that. It's it really depends on who you are and who you're playing with and all that sort 100%. Of stuff. And if you're having fun, who gives a fuck? You're not having fun the right way. If you like playing 5e,
you like playing 5e.
You like playing 5e. It's not personally, it's not for me. Personally, it's just
I'm only going to judge you if you play vampires.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, here, you should check out the new Unhinged and Uncensored video, because it's about fucking vampires, so it is, and trust me, it's brutal. Actually, it's probably the most vile
rough, my guys,
thing we've ever done. I would say it's probably the worst video we've ever done by a big margin. But yeah, no, I think that was a good story to end on. And I saw a lot of people going "Oh, I'm gonna miss Megan." It's she's not going.
I'm not going anywhere.
You're still gonna be on YouTube.
I'm gonna be around. I'm gonna be on YouTube. I'm just on another channel.
Yeah, but we're gonna do we'll do a live stream, so we'll sure.
Yeah, we'll do a live stream maybe Sunday or something.
No, we'll do Saturday. Maybe tomorrow would be better. Oh,
but we'll work it out.
We'll work it out.
We'll do a live stream.
We'll do a live stream and explain ourselves and give you guys a full rundown on everything. And we haven't, honestly, you know, the thing is, we probably haven't done like an update video since like, well, no, we did an update video when we moved in here.
Yeah.
We moved to this house.
Yeah.
But before that, the last update video was probably like, was Ozzy was born. And it's his birthday at the end of the month. The second birthday. Yeah, too. So that's kind of mad when you think about it.
And he's out of baby shows now, and he's now obsessed with Toy Story.
Yeah, I don't know, it's weird. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And, like, you know, if you're missing me and Megan together, just go check out Terminally Online.
Because you'll get us there.
You can also get us on thingy. Also, I'm still going to be here, by the way. It's not like I'm just giving the channel to Garbo.
Yeah, no, like, James is going to be
there.
Like,
I'm not going. Like, I'm not going. But look, we'll do a full update video. But I thought this was a good one to do. I thought, because I don't know, I just thought it was fun.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times people get so caught up in all the bullshit involved. And I think we're bad for that. We're bad for sometimes getting like bogged down in some of the stuff. I think the goal of anyone should be like, if you're not having fun, you're not having fun. Your goal
just
should be
leave,
to have
go
fun.
somewhere else.
Just have fun, guys.
Have fun.
Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and we'll see you next time.
I won't.
No, you will. Just check the links down the other.
Check the links down below.
You're fine. Yeah.
Bye.
All those moments will be lost in time.